Hey everybody, welcome to Today Matters. My goal for this week is that you feel challenged, equipped, inspired, and full of hope by the end of this week together. This week, we are going to be diving into the topic called the art of battling giants. I'm pretty sure this is a topic that we can all relate with. So here we go. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of this whole week. Day 1 through 3 is going to be the Art of Battling Giants, part 1, 2, and 3. Day 4 is going to be the Art of Battling Our Fears. And day 5 is going to be the Art of Battling Our Purpose. So there's our week, and here we go. We're going to have a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below. It helps Today Matters get out to as many people as possible. Have you ever walked into a room without knowing who was who and started measuring people up? Have you ever started to assume things about people, either good or bad? Sometimes we get it right and sometimes we're way off. We are all guilty of this at times. Let's read 1 Samuel 16:7. It says, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things that people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." Well, Samuel started out super good. He was an anointed king and was amazing. However, there came a time in Saul's life that he disobeyed God, and God rejected Saul as king. God's favor left him, and God let Samuel, the prophet, know that the next king would come from this little place called Bethlehem. Yep, the same place Jesus came from, but it wasn't him yet. It was from the house of Jesse, and Samuel was afraid to go to the house of Jesse because he was about to anoint the next king before the existing king, Saul, was dead. God assures Samuel that this was the right move and gives Samuel a plan on what to do and what to say if people question him. Samuel gets to the house of Jesse and immediately assumes he knows exactly who God is going to choose. Let's read Samuel 16:6. Samuel saw Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed stands before me." Oh boy. Samuel heard right when he was supposed to go to the house of Jesse. However, he was way off in his judgment. One by one, each of Jesse's sons stepped forward, and each time he would hear, "The Lord has not chosen this one." Ouch. I could just imagine Jesse having cold sweats each time each one of his sons stepped forward. When Samuel came to what appeared to be Jesse's last son, he asked Jesse, "Are these all of your children?" I can picture the dramatic pause when Jesse reluctantly is saying, "Well, I have one more, and he's in the fields with the sheep." Talk about a Cinderella story emerging. We tend to hear the story of Joseph and all of his brothers rejecting him. But man, David has a real similar story right here. It's kind of crazy. What most don't know is there's a lot of speculation about David and why he seemed to be the only one sent to be the shepherd for his father. In Psalms 69:8, it says, "I am a foreigner amongst my own family, a stranger to my mother's children." He had a lot of rejection from his brothers, sisters, and father. There's so much here, but we need to move on. We'll go to that another time. So let's get back to the story. Samuel asked Jesse, "Do you have any other sons?" And Jesse replies that he does have another son in the field. And Samuel says that he will not sit down until Jesse brings the youngest one to him. As soon as David shows up, this is what scripture says. Now David had beautiful eyes and was handsome in appearance. And the Lord said, "Arise, anoint this one." Wow, so cool. I just wish I could see his brothers and his dad's face when all of this was happening. 1 Samuel 16:13 says, when Samuel anointed David, he didn't instantly make him king, but it did signal that he was the Lord's chosen one. And from that day, the Spirit of the Lord came upon David powerfully. There is so much more here, but today we're going to stop right here. Always remember that God does not consider his appearance of man, but he does look at the heart. So what can we take away from this? One, sometimes your greatest form of rejection is preparation for your greatest mission. 2, sometimes learning to be a servant is the greatest training to be a king. And 3, just because you feel disqualified or have disqualified others makes no difference to the one who qualifies. Never forget that you matter and today matters. I can't wait to see you tomorrow as we dive into the art of battling giants, day 2.